Like Fortnite is so shit. Fortnite is so shit now. It's trash, you know? God kill me. PC's not meant for me. PC's not meant for me.
What's not your stuff, baby?
PC's not meant for me. I suck on PC. Sissy! Oh. I got lean for my days. I get lean on my way. Ooh. Latte on this shit like a clay. Hey yo, my shit is more than your rent. My farts are more than your rent. But my pee is more than your rent. The fuck, nigga? Fuck niggas, I don't trust niggas.
I bet you don't even know what rent is, nigga.
Rent?
Yeah.
The thing that you get for a house payment.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
You don't get it. You give it.
The house payment.
How much is it? How much you have to give?
I don't know.
How much is it? Like, how many times do you have to pay?
Every week or something shit.
Nope.
Every month. Nigga, shut the hell up. Like, guys, my brother is fucking toxic and stupid. Like, he's so fucking annoying, too.
This TV is good though, I just gotta get used to it. Until I get a monitor, I can put this on the room.
And I crit house the rift. Turning red and blue, what the hell? My controller. Played on PC though, guys. Llama. Nope. Llama. Nope. Llama. Nope. Llama. Nope. Llama. Nagtatrabaho sa iyo. Is that a score? Bullshit. I'm still getting it. If it's a deagle, I'm not getting it. Okay, guys. People. Holy shit, I actually got that right. Okay, guys, I saw them. You just be cool for a day. Mom, you never let me be cool. Holy shit, dude. No way. What the f... What the fuck? What is this bullshit, dude? That one's out. That one's out. Odd one's out. Hey, I'm Supreme.
Medium shower of the decade, but you're too busy gazing at double the beef.
I already watched this on skins that should be 18 on trending, motherfuckers.
Triple-double crunch wrap box.
Me and my twin sister used to share a single Neopet account, which was a dumb decision because it was completely free to make us. Do you all remember that classic kids movie made in the 70s about a pig and a spider? Yeah, Charlotte's Web. Remember how it made us a lot of money? Wait, didn't we already have this conversation? Yeah, we did. Let's pretend you get on a bus and it's super crowded. The only spot that's open is between two strangers. So you sit down between two people you never met and everyone is fine. Everyone's keeping to themselves, no one's making eye contact, it's perfect. Sure, your shoulders are touching, but that's just what happens. That's part of the bus-going experience, you poor person. But then at the very next stop, aisle seat guy gets off. So now you and window seat guy are sitting right next to each other. But since you're in the middle, you have to be the one to decide, do you move or not? I honestly don't know what the right thing to do in that situation is. I'm conflicted. Because if you move, it would be silently telling the other person, hey, you're disgusting. I can't stand having our shoulders touch any longer, and I'm glad to finally get away from you. Ugh. But on the other hand, if I was the window seat guy, I would want the middle seat guy to become the new aisle seat guy. I wouldn't see moving as rude. I would just want his gross, disgusting body as far away from me as possible. That's not rude. But on the other hand, maybe I'm overthinking everything, and most people don't even mind being this close to another human, and they aren't struggling socially, I don't know. Now imagine that same situation, but with urinals. If you're in the middle urinal, do you move halfway through to the other urinal? Because I would. Are you supposed to talk to people when you're sitting 2 inches away from them? I always felt like I should say something, like, hey, did you see the game last night? I didn't, I was too busy drawing cartoons. But I realized that this is a two-way street. I'm worried about not talking to someone, but they're not talking to me either. We both agreed that there's this unwritten contract between us that we're not even going to look at each other. It got me thinking about strangers and specifically how I treat them. And how I can make money off of them. Hey-oh! I'm just kidding. That was a joke. For most of my life, I would go out of my way to avoid talking to people. I would stay in my lane, mind my own business, no eye contact. If everyone's using a urinal, I'd have to pee tomorrow. Yes, I'm lonely. But now that YouTube's the thing, I'm interacting with strangers more often than I've had to in my entire life. So I've been thinking a lot about strangers. And first of all, I think the word stranger is already an insulting label for someone just because you don't know their name. Oh, I don't know this person? They're a stranger. They're strange. I'm the normal one. They're the freaks. They probably murder people with an axe. That's always the go-to profession of a stranger, an axe murderer. But the people you see throughout your day are all humans with their own hopes and dreams, and some of them may hope to kill you, but you'll never know because you didn't ever take the time to get to know them. So I think that the people you see throughout your daily life aren't strangers. They're potential friends. Except for the weird ones, obviously. Stay away from them. And yes, I'm telling you to judge people based on their appearance. They're the ones that chose to wear anime shirts in public, okay? So back to the bus scenario. I'm sitting right next to this fellow human being. So far, there's not a single reason why I should dislike this person, but I don't know why, if you put him and me on a bus next to each other, I want him as far away from me as possible. Just stop touching my shoulder! So that was the last time I took the bus. Unfortunately, that's not the only place you meet strangers. One time I was at Home Depot and I was looking for jumper cables and I couldn't find them anywhere. And I don't know if I'm the only human that's like this, but I will try everything in my power to not talk to a sales associate. I guess it's because I know they get paid minimum wage and their life sucks and I just want to leave them alone and not make their job any harder than it has to be. But asking employees for help isn't even bothering them that much. In fact, I think it's part of their job. Like, what's the worst thing they're gonna say? Ugh. You don't know where one specific item is? Everyone else knows. Did you even look? They're in the jumper cable aisle, idiot. No one's gonna think that. So feeling desperate, I mustered up what little courage I had and swaggered up to someone wearing an orange vest and said, excuse me, do you know where the jumper cables are? I don't work here. Oh, you don't work here? And then he walked away. And then he waddled away, waddle, waddle. And then the very next day, bum, bum, bum. So I think the logical thing to do in that situation would have been to find someone who does work there. But I left the store because I didn't want to run into that same guy again. But I also bought a hammer because I didn't want people to think that I stole something. So... oh yeah. And by the way, if you wear an orange vest to Home Depot, just expect people to ask you for help. Same goes for people who wear red shirts at Target. You'd think I'd learn from my mistakes, but...
Yeah, I'm gonna try that.
One else is also coming. Be interesting.
I got him 126. Holy shit, that was a nice shot. I got chug splashes.
I have
Can I get a minute? Alright, thanks, bro. I'm just gonna drink it. Like, I'll give you SMG with the ammo. Holy shit, come in here. Alright, I'm just gonna, can I take that mini back? Here. Alright, I'm gonna use the chugs last.
Sure.
Alright.
Let's go. Thanks, man.
Alright, here, get this big pot. You need it more than me.
Alright, let's go get him.
Are you good at this game? Hello?
What are you asking?
Are you good at this game?
No.
No? Alright.
No. I'm okay sometimes.
I'm gonna go and rush some other people. probably gonna die. Oh, let's go. I found a big pot. You know what's weird? Think about it. You know how you're like grown, like you're older than me, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. Talking to me in real life, that's way more different than talking in a microphone. Alright, I'm just gonna do something real quick. Hope no one shoots me. If they do, they're a bitch. Okay. Alright, we're good now.
Someone died here.
So where's the people?
Oh, they're on the building. They're on the building.
Oh. I'm coming right now.
Oh, they're fighting someone. They're fighting with each other.
Oh, they suck. Alright, come on, let's go on.
Going for it.
Yeah, just go for it. I'm gonna come with it. Don't worry, just rest them. I'm coming right now.
Got him. He's dead.
GG, nice. Okay.
One shot. I was preparing for fight or a battle, you know. Okay, boom.
Yeah. Do you have any extra trap for me? I'm really good with those.
What do you need?
Oh, a trap. That's how I mostly kill people. I just chop them and then hit them with my shotgun for like 100. Thanks.
We'll split them.
Oh, there's more people?
No, I got traps earlier. Oh, wait, maybe there are people.
Yeah, I heard some footsteps. Did you hear that?
I'm coming closer to you again.
Watch out for traps. Yeah, I keep on hearing footsteps. Like crouching ones.
Someone is hiding here?
There's no one there. I got chug splashes. No, we don't need them.
We don't
I'm still gonna carry them.
Just going for that chest over there.
Okay. How much kills do you got? Wait, you got 1 kill, right?
Yeah, 1 kill.
Right. Oh wow, it shows you right next to the real kills. I never know that.
Yeah, what is this next to my kills? Like,
That's how much the team has in total.
Ah, gotcha.
Can you edit this? Look,
What?
I'm gonna edit it first. Look.
I don't know how to edit it well, you know what I mean?
I fucked up. Alright, let me do it again.
I play with a controller.
Oh, you take PC controller.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh. That's good. My partner has aim assist.
Yeah,
I technically did it, but I messed up on that wall a little bit. What do you use to edit?
Alright, where are we going?
I don't know. Let's just go to, like, I feel like we should go right here to that robot. There's gonna be people trying to get that robot, and then we could, like, self-destruct it and then kill them. Or we could just use the robot.
Alright, good plan.
Alright, let's use the robot, but I'm gonna be the driver. I like being
Sure.
the driver. You be shooter.
Sure.
You know how to shoot?
Yeah.
Right. I hate it how they made it so like you can't build that good. It's delay. I hate that.
What did they do?
They made it so like you can't do 90s with the floor.
Why?
I don't know. For like the people that can't build.
People
It's annoying because like basically everybody in the world knows how to fucking do a 90. I have no friends that don't know how to do a 90. Now they can't do 90s because of the update.
Oh, people on me.
Oh, I hit him for 62. 62 hit.
Watch out. Oh,
Hit him for 12 damage. I need help.
he's jumping down. Alright. I'm coming. Got one.
Nice.
Come help me. Whoa! I
got
got the
him.
second one. Oh, you got him. But I got it. I could use that. Hey.
Can I get RPG ammo? I got you, oh, you got chug.
Yep, I got it, Jack.
Can I get RPG ammo?
Just drop it.
Alright, thanks. Oh, it's only one. It's okay. Alright, I'm gonna go grab that robot.
Come on. Oh, I want that.
Yeah, me too. Sorry, but you can go grab the purple thing.
Alright. I like the
Alright, can you carry that?
Which one? What?
The slurp. Can you carry the slurp?
Yeah, alright. I'm leaving the grenade launcher.
Alright. I don't know what I should drop for the pistol. Alright, F that big pot. I'm not gonna drop my big pot. I mean, drop my stuff. Oh shit, I have 1 mini. I could just drop that. Time out. Can you come over to me? I'm coming.
Ah, you want me to bring the robot?
No, it's okay, Just go to the second. Alright. Go to second. Alright, now come in.
Oh, they're over there.
What, who?
I think I saw people over there. I saw shots flying through there.
Oh, nice.
See any.
Probably in Salty. There's people.
Where?
Just look.
Oh, I see them. Oh, I see people over there.
Hold up.
Yep, yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm shooting at them. I'm in. Oh, wow. I just got shot at. I'm gonna go get these 2 chug splashes. Get back in the robot. Get back in the robot. Where are they at?
Above us, above us. They're all above.
He's right there. Nice, nice. I'm gonna go pick up his loot real quick. Alright, come on. Our robot only has a little bit. We should go grab this one. Get! Okay. Oh wow, we just RPG'd ourselves in the air. That's pretty fast. And again.
Oh, there's
Item for 35. I'm gonna go heal up real quick. Go kill him, please. Don't die.
no!
Don't die.
Got him, I got him.
Let's go, let's go. I got minis on me for you. I barely have no health, by the way, so.
Oh! The sniper was very close.
Do you have any healables for me?
Hmm?
Do you have any healables for me?
No.
Oh, damn. No bandages, no nothing?
No, man.
Where's his loot?
I got this shit. What is this?
It's like so the people can't shoot you. Go grab it, grab it.
Alright.
Like, they can't shoot you unless they're in the bot.
Oh,
Do you have RPG ammo?
Wait.
Go shoot at them. Do you want to rush?
Wait, with what?
I lasered his teammate,
Oh, there's another guy shooting.
Lasered his teammate, come on, let's go rush him. Before he
alright.
heals.
Let's rush it.
His teammate's low. He killed me. But his teammates are low. You got this. GG, bro.
Yeah, GG.
Alright. Oh.
But no, I have a bunch more.
That wasn't a bad game. That guy wasn't bad.
For example, when my book came out, my publisher said that it was going to be carried at Barnes & Noble, and I thought that was super duper cool and wanted to see my book in the wild. Not to buy or anything, just to have a look at it. So I took my friend Adam from Something Else YT, we went to the local Barnes & Noble and started our search. We looked in the humor section, didn't find it. Then we checked the new release section, it wasn't there either. Then we looked at the best-selling section, then the religious section, but we couldn't find the book anywhere. So either the publisher lied, or they had already sold out. But just to be sure, I asked one of the workers, hey, do you guys have a book by The Odd Ones Out? He kind of looks like this. And the worker typed something out on his computer and said, oh yeah, we got those in the back. We just haven't put them out yet. So then he went to the back room, brought out a copy and handed it to me saying, here you go, kid. And I thought, well, frick. I can't just hand it back to the guy and say, oh no, that's okay. I didn't want to buy it. I just wanted to have a look at it. Do you know how inconvenient that would be? So the only less awkward option I could think of was to buy my own book. And you know what? I'd get a couple cents back from this purchase, so it would have been a total loss. But Adam, being the more sensible one, said,
dude, this is ridiculous. You have to complain.
so then he went to the worker and said,
So he actually wrote this book. He just wanted to get a look at it, like, in the wild.
and the worker said, oh, that's so cool. Do you want to sign our copies? And then I thought, well, hold on. You're not even going to ask me for my ID? How do you know I actually wrote this book and I'm not some guy trying to fake someone else's?
I don't know.
And then the guy gave me a whole stack of my books and I signed them off. Last story before I go. I was in the hallway of a building and me and this potential friend crossed paths. He said, hello, and I was going to respond with, hello.
Phew. Giving me anxiety. Oh, I'm gone. It's just not fair.
I'm so fucking dead. Oh my.
Hell yeah.
And
Just love it when you get lasered by the side.
and ended up saying, how?
Hell yeah.
And then I jumped out a window and fell to my death. I can't rationalize that behavior. Maybe I spend too much time on the computer and I'm not used to looking at real people's faces, but I'm trying to change. Don't get me wrong, going to conventions and meeting fans has helped me a lot with talking to people. Granted, those conversations are usually one-sided and a real stranger won't already know who I am, but they've still helped me. Now, you might be expecting me to give you advice on overcoming social anxiety, but if you watch this video, you know I'm not the most qualified to give that advice, but I'll try my best. I know it's hard to feel confident, and I'm still working on it, but you have to understand that we're all people, and we all have things that we're struggling with. And in reality, we're not all watching or caring about every little thing that other people do. Mr. James, on Saturday morning at 10:03 a.m., you were observed coloring a picture of a dinosaur. Is that true? Yeah? Can we go to recess? Even though your mom had repeatedly asked you to clean up your toys, you disobeyed her and colored anyway? I plead the fifth. Your Honor, I have no further questions. James, I hereby sentence you to 15 minutes in the timeout corner. I'm not going back to timeout! I'm no scientist, but I think moms play a very important role in society. Without moms, who would drive us to soccer practice? Who else would tell us that it's not okay to eat cupcakes for breakfast? And who else would point at construction workers and say, that's why you need to get a college education, James? Oh, and I guess they also give birth to you and take care of you, but like, anyone could do that. Now, before I talk about how I was raised, I just want to give out this disclaimer that my mom is a great mom. She loves me, at least she used to. If you asked me when I was 15 if my mom was a good mom, 15-year-old me would have said, no. Okay, but like, when I was little, I'd be talking with my friends, and we would be talking about our parents, and they would say stuff like, yeah, my mom lets me stay up till midnight, and she lets me play really graphic and vulgar video games. Yeah, my mom doesn't care if I wear clothes with skulls on them, and she lets me eat an entire tub of ice cream for dinner. My mom lets me play with knives. And I used to think that their moms were so much cooler for letting my friends have that much fun. But now, as an adult, I realize the sad truth. That these kids' moms weren't cooler, they just cared about them less. I'm not saying every mom out there is perfect, but a mom who takes the time to make a responsible member of society is pretty high up on the good mom list. Anyways, I love you, Mom, and now I'll immortalize and monetize some of that love. When I was younger and still in need of adult supervision, my mom would take me and my twin sister out to run errands with her. And as you would expect, we were rowdy and wanted to do our own thing. But my mom was prepared for this. She would bring 2 plastic baggies filled with 10 M&Ms, and every time my sister or I misbehaved, she would eat an M&M right in front of us. And she made sure we saw her eat our M&Ms. She didn't give us a warning either. If we did anything remotely bad, she would say, "Hey, hey, look at me." And I think that parenting technique is the psychological reason that M&Ms are my favorite candy bar. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. Something me and my sister really liked doing was hiding in those circular racks of clothes that they have set up in department stores. Being in the middle of one of those racks is such a surreal experience. I totally recommend it. But my mom didn't like it when we had fun, so she had to reach her arm in and try and grab us. Do you need any help? Oh, no, I'm just trying to get something in the back. There's a really nice belt that would be great for spanking my misbehaving children! I was spanked as a kid. Nothing too bad. I probably deserved it anyway. I don't remember any specific actions I did that earned a spanking, but I do remember outrunning my mom a lot. Another thing my mom did when I was very little was sometimes when she was washing her hands, she would turn to me and go, "Achoo!" and flick water in my face. It really bothered me, but I never spoke out about it. And one day I just couldn't handle it anymore and I started crying. Why are you crying? But I was too sad to articulate how I was really feeling. If you ask her about this today, she'll say that she doesn't remember doing that sneeze gag ever, but I remember it vividly. So to get back at her, I put a rubber band around the dish sprayer, so when you turn on the sink, it would spray water at you. Come to think of it, I do remember one reason I was spanked. Every time one of my siblings insulted another sibling or told them to shut up, we would have to pay them 50 cents. This resulted in a really weird dynamic when it came to insults. We would get excited when someone called us a name. Mom, Luke called me a butthole! That's 50 cents. Woo! I'm rich!
But sometimes us kids would just be messing around with each other and we didn't really mean the insults.
So we would feel bad taking someone else's 50 cents. Like someone would say, "Hey James, what's 6 plus 6? And I would say, 9, idiot. And my mom would hear me and say, "James, that's 50 cents. And my sister would feel bad, so she would insult me back and say, "James, you're an unpleasant person." Aw. Swear words cost you $5. That's why I don't swear in videos. But now I can afford it. So, you, Mom. You piece of My mom never washed her mouths out with soap. She wasn't that kind of person, but she did threaten to if we swore. And one time after I said a pretty naughty word, penis, she said, "If you don't behave, I'm going to get the soap." And I said, "I don't care, soap tastes good." "All right, you big dingus, shove this in your mouth. You won't do it, no balls." So I bit into it and immediately regretted it. Now people are eating soap for views. So I guess we never grow up. Did anyone else's parents put a password on the family computer? Because my parents did, and I didn't know we were the only family that did that. We had a rule in the house that we were only allowed to be on the family computer for however long we read a book for. But luckily, I would just read a book for 15 minutes, get my mom to type in the password, and then she would just forget that I was on the computer, and let me stay on for hours. And I played a lot of Neopets and RuneScape. Also, I wasn't allowed to have a TV or a computer in my room, because then I would have easy access to inappropriate animes. When I was little, cell phones were a thing, but my mom didn't let me have one, so I had to talk to all my friends over a landline. I hope I don't have to explain what that is, because that would make me feel really old, and I'm supposed to be in the prime of my life. But basically it meant if I was upstairs in my room talking to a friend, my mom could grab a phone downstairs in the kitchen and just join in our conversation completely uninvited. Didn't matter who I was talking to, I'd be having a conversation like this. I think the reason I internalize and hide away all my problems is because of how invasive my mom is in my personal life.
James, get off the phone and do the dishes.
Mom, I'm on the phone!
Wow, I can't believe you said that to the person who gave birth to you. So what are you two losers talking about?
Luckily, I would almost never be talking to a girl. So at least that didn't happen.
This other time, my mom was giving me and my sister a ride to school, and on the radio, she was listening to the worst subgenre of rock music, Christian rock. Just kidding, you can like whatever you want. Anyway, we were pulling up to the school and I told my mom to turn the music down. What? Why? Because I don't want people to think I listen to this, Mom. You see, I was in junior high, so I cared a lot about what other people cared about. So she turned the music down, but as we stepped out of the car, she turned the volume all the way back up and blasted the music for everyone to hear. Looking back at the situation, I think that's pretty hilarious. GG, Mom. These aren't all the times my mom embarrassed me, but those are all the ones I'm going to include in this video. I didn't even mention the time when I was 4 when my twin sister wanted to do ballet lessons, but she didn't want to do them alone, so my mom signed me up for lessons too. But that's a story for another video. And that video will be titled, Top 10 Reasons I'm Gay. That was a joke, Mom. Love you, Mom. You made me like this. And there you have it, everyone. That was my mom. Again, I just want to say that despite whatever I say in my videos, that my mom is a great mom. I wouldn't be here without my mom. She also reads all my scripts, so all of my videos are James's mom approved. Okay, well, I shouldn't say that. She does tell me to take out a lot of jokes, and I'm like, no, they're funny. And also, speaking of my mom's birthday is coming up. So happy early birthday, Mom. And if you guys wanted to wish her a happy birthday, that'd be...
Fact. Coffee stains teeth. Unlike ordinary whitening toothpaste, Colgate Optic White has hydrogen peroxide that goes below the tooth surface for a smile that's 4 shades visibly whiter. Colgate Optic White. Whitening that works.
Okay, class. Spell Wednesday. I don't know how to spell Wednesday. Well, James, just sound it out. Oh, okay. So, like this? No, James, it's Wednesday. You said sound it out, and that's how you sound it out. You think you have it bad? Do is spelled with an X. I think it comes to no surprise that I'm terrible at spelling. I feel like everyone in life falls into 2 categories. Either you're good at math and bad at reading, or you're weird. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I'm a math boy. My mom told me that I have dyslexia because she has dyslexia and I have all the symptoms, but we never got that diagnosed by a doctor, so... You can't make me take my meds, Mom! A lot of times what I do to cover up the fact that I spell lower than a 1st grade level is I will purposely misspell words to the point where it's obviously a joke. You thought I was doing that to be funny, but it's actually because I have 0 self-confidence in my spelling and I don't want anyone to point out my mistakes. I mentioned this in a different video, but in elementary school I was put into an honors program and everyone had to take spelling tests a grade ahead of their level. And by everyone, I mean everyone except me, because I failed every single spelling test. So I had to take spelling tests that were on level. Ew. Every week when we took a spelling test, I would have to move to the back of the classroom, and the teacher would stand right next to me. She'd call out everyone else's word, which had like 8 syllables, like anti-disestablishmentarianism, and then she'd turn to me and give me my on-level word. James, your word is cat. Also, one year our class did a spelling bee, and everyone had to participate, and like, I didn't even care that I was the first one out. Hey, that's almost my name. Another thing that I mentioned in a pretty old video is that I used to have a speech impediment when I was little. I couldn't pronounce my O's and I talked like this. I'm good now. Obviously. So every other day during school, I had to go to a speech therapy class, and one day the teacher who taught me how to pronounce my O's, I'll call her Mrs. Kool-Aid, gave me this sheet of paper with a bunch of raindrops on it, and she said, for every raindrop on this page, say the word raindrop. But then she just left the room and I said, well, I'm not gonna do this. I didn't say raindrop a single time, because like no one was even there. No one would have seen me not saying raindrop. So why would I do something that I didn't want to do? But then the funny part is when she came back, she asked, are you finished saying your raindrops? No. Well, how many did you say? I didn't say any. You stupid child. I told her the truth for some reason. I don't know why. It was probably the easiest lie in my life to get away with, but that's why I remember this story. I'm still mad at myself for telling the truth. And I had to say raindrop a bunch of times in front of her, and she would only go to the next raindrop until I said it right, and it was terrible. Really hurt my feelings. Since I was struggling with reading and spelling, I had to get an IEP, an incredible, excellent personality, which meant I had to go to a special class for a little bit during school. And the teacher who taught this class was none other than Mrs. Kool-Aid. Oh yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. I don't remember anyone ever telling me I was put into a special needs class. I just remember going into speech therapy every other day. Then those classes slowly morphed into teaching me how to read and spell.
I suck on controller. What the hell? Like, what the fuck? What am I doing?
I remember the day when reading for me just clicked. Us three were given a simple sentence to read. It was about bees. It was so simple. It was literally just, to defend their hive from wasps, bees don't sting the wasp. Instead, they all crowd around the wasp and flap their wings to raise their body temperature, heating up the wasp until it dies. And then Mrs. Kool-Aid asked us, okay, how do bees defend against wasps? And the other kid said, they sting them. And I said, what? No, you moans! Didn't you weed this? The words in this book are when placed in a certain order convey information. Also, I never want to get killed by a bee. So I was in this class all the way until the 6th grade. I was getting better at reading. It still wasn't great, but I was getting better at it. And one day, Mrs. Kool-Aid said, you know, James, you should try competing in the Battle of the Books. Battle of the Books? Battle of the Books? Battle of the Books! Finally, reading sounds fun! At my school, Battle of the Books was this competition where students were given a list of 4 books to read within a time limit of like 2 months. I don't remember how long it was. And after however many months it was, the contestants would sit in an auditorium and take turns answering questions about the books. And whoever got the most questions right would get a pizza party. That's where the battle part comes in. We'd kill each other for pizza. And then there were 2 more rounds, each with 4 more books. So there was a total of 12 books you had to read. And we were allowed to be with a partner, so my partner was TJ. Hey, TJ, do you remember Battle of the Books? Yeah, man, it was great. Now, you're probably thinking that 4 books in 2 months isn't that hard, especially since they're kids' books. But as someone who didn't read any books on my own outside of school, it was a challenge. But I discovered a way to cheat the system. I discovered something called audiobooks. Instead of having to sit still and read the book, I could just have someone read the book to me. And I would get through the book so much faster. I'd be able to read a book in about 8 hours as opposed to reading a book never, because I would never be able to finish a book on my own. And I was actually able to understand what was going on. I legitimately thought that listening to audiobooks was cheating because of how well it worked. So I never told anyone my secret. Until just now. Please don't tell anyone. Also, I didn't just turn on an audiobook and start playing video games. No, I sat in my bed next to the CD player and followed along with the book, and sometimes I even took notes. I've wanted to talk about my love for audiobooks for so long, but I can't, because then people will think I'm getting paid by a certain company, but I'm not, and I'll prove it. Instead of wasting your money on quality audiobooks made by professionals, you guys should all check out LibriVox.org, where you can listen to free public domain audiobooks, which means there's only old-timey classical books on it, like Aesop's Fables, which in my opinion is all you need. Anyway, TJ and I did the Battle of the Books, and for one of the rounds, TJ was sick, so I had to answer the questions all by myself, and I never forgave him for that. And also the whole time I was keeping track of everyone's points, and me and TJ got the most questions right. My math skills are finally being useful. I was already craving the pizza. After the last round, the teacher said, okay, I'll tally up all the points and let you all know who the winner is in a couple of weeks. But since I was keeping track of everyone's score, I already knew we won. I turned to TJ and I said, TJ, guess what? We already... Oh, this is the round that you were saying. How did I not notice that? But then a couple of weeks go by and I'm not hearing anything about a pizza party. I was expecting to walk into class one day and there would just be a pile of pizza boxes waiting for me, but that never happened. The teacher in charge of the competition was the librarian. One day I went up there and I asked, so, did you ever say who won the Battle of the Books? Also, my favorite pizza is barbecue chicken. And she said, oh, these 2 5th graders won. So the Battle of the Books was for both 5th and 6th graders. I was a 6th grader, so I went to all the 6th grader battles. But apparently, there was some low-life 5th grader who got every single question right and stole my pizza party. And that taught me a valuable lesson. Even when you work hard, you don't always get what you want. That's okay. Because one day...
PC is much better.
You buy all the pizza you want without having to read first.
Hello there. Any of you down for a game of soccer? I mean football? This is 100% James. This isn't someone else doing the end card. This is me. This is James. I would never ask someone else to make an end card for me because I was too lazy. You guys should check out the channel Get Mads. Get Mads. Am I pronouncing that right? He helps me edit my videos on my second channel. That's right. I have a second channel with a total of 6 videos. Count them 6. 6 videos. And also, as per usual, I need to thank my colorers who made this video absolutely amazing. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Everyone go watch these guys' videos for a solid 4,000 hours, including Mads.
Okay.
And as always, what does James say for his outros again? Strap up if you're going on a bumpy ride. Wait, that's not it.
Honestly, we should have used a condom. But we got distracted.
I know I should get tested.
You know, I never really understood trigger words until I got roommate. I wanted to make this video about 6 months ago, but then I thought, no, I'll save it for Halloween because of theming or whatever. I don't know. Shut up, I don't have to explain myself. I'm excited to tell you this story. So, haunted houses. I think haunted houses, they're fine, but I don't want to brag or anything, but since the age of 16, I've never been in a haunted house that I was scared of. Granted, all the haunted houses I've been in were free and didn't have me sign a waiver, and when I was little, sure, I was terrified of haunted houses. It's just, I don't know, I think I kept telling myself that none of it was real, and then when I grew up, I just always knew that none of it was real. When you can see the severed hand is made of plastic, all the tension you previously had is kinda lost. And sure, I still get startled at the jump scares, but since they don't stab you or anything, it's always awkward afterwards. Hello? I'm just gonna walk this way now. Or maybe I don't get scared because I don't feel emotions anymore. Who knows? But there's one haunted house experience during my senior year of high school that I will never forget because it was probably one of the most traumatizing things I've ever seen. I haven't seen that many traumatizing things. And also, I won't forget it because I'm about to immortalize the experience by making a YouTube video about it. Alright, my senior year, I was part of my school's drama club. I was a theater kid. And the clubs at the school got to help do some of the activities for the school's fair. The whole school was putting on a fair, probably to raise money or something. It seems that schools are always in need of some extra cash. Have you ever noticed that? So the football team got to do the dunk tank, the band kids, like, face painted or something, I don't remember, it's not important. And the theater kids, since the fair is in October and that's Halloween's month, we got to put on a haunted house. Cool! The drama club was separated into groups, and we would each be a scary part in the haunted house. And we got to make the haunted house inside the school. So we had a lot of area to work with, and there was a lot of space in between each scary thing. My group, what we did is we dressed up as vampires, but scary vampires, and we sat at this dinner table and we decorated it with fake organs, goblets filled with blood, red Kool-Aid, and we had this freshman girl that was laying on top of the table, and we put fake organs coming out of her, you know, to make it look like we were eating her because vampires eat people. Okay, saying that out loud, I realize that doesn't make any sense. Why would a group of vampires be eating someone? They don't do that. We put a yellow shade over the light above for a good spoopy atmosphere. We had a smoke machine, some ambient Halloween music playing. Our group was pretty legit. Whenever a group of people walked by, we would just silently stare at them, and then the freshman on the table would scream at the top of her lungs. She was really good at screaming, by the way. And since we had so much space in between each of the scary parts, when they walked past us, we would get up and chase them. Yeah, it was fun. Okay, so you have to understand that theater kids are very loud, extroverted people. I need to tell you about this one kid who's in my vampire group. We'll just name him Balake. Yeah, Balake. Balake and I were both part of the school's improv club, so we were both pretty funny people, except Balake was just out there. He was loud. It seemed he was just always screaming. I didn't have any classes with him, but he was obviously the high self-esteem class clown kind of kid. So Balake, being the loud and more popular kid, he got to sit at the head of our table. We had done the haunted house for about 2 hours at this point, and I want you to think what it's like to go inside a haunted house. Just going in for 5 minutes, that will already make me feel uncomfortable and sweaty. All the strobe lights, the smoke, and the freshman over here who had to be constantly screaming bloody murder. Again, you did a good job, freshman. And we were supposed to get a break sometime in the middle, but since the haunted house was so popular, we didn't get one break. So I'm a little loop all this for so long, right? I was totally not ready for what was about to happen. This group of people walk in, and we do our normal thing. We get up and we chase them, but Balake got pretty physical with this one little boy. Like, he kind of shook him up a bit. And I didn't see exactly what happened, but apparently this little boy was holding a fish in a plastic baggie. You know those little tiny fish that are actually supposed to be used as food for bigger fish that you can win as prizes in fairs, and 99% of the time the fish die within 2 weeks because you don't have the right aquarium equipment, so you just put them in water and watch them slowly die? You know those fish? I didn't think people were allowed to bring their new pet fish into the haunted house, but I guess he smuggled it in or something. I didn't see the kid drop the fish. Maybe Balake slapped it out of his hands. That could have happened. I just heard a scream, and I saw a fish flopping around in a puddle on the floor. Fish look like they're in so much pain when they're out of water. I don't flail around uncontrollably when I go swimming. Like, calm down, fish. I'm silently panicking, because the fish looks like he's going to die in 3 seconds if we don't do something. I start thinking of places we can put the fish. The toilet. But Balake, without saying anything, just immediately bent down, cupped the tiny fish in his hands. He ran back to the table, he put the fish in an empty goblet, and then he poured red Kool-Aid into the cup. Nah, I'm just kidding. He got a water bottle from under the table because they gave us water bottles, and the fish was fine, ladies and gentlemen. It all happened so fast, and thanks to Balake's quick thinking, he saved this little kid's fish. The kid was still a couple of feet down the hall. Balake took the goblet in his hands, he walked it over to the kid, he reached out his hand to give the kid his fish. And then he just chugged the drink! Balake! He drank the fish! And this little kid let out the most blood-curdling scream. It sounded like this kid just watched his pet get swallowed by a complete stranger. It was honestly the loudest scream I heard that night. I bet the next group of people behind these guys were thinking, oh man, whatever's next must be really scary to get that kid to scream like that. The kid started trying to attack Balake, and I'm sure if he had the correct tools, he would have murdered him. Balake eventually spat out the fish. He didn't swallow it, thankfully. He just kept it swimming in his mouth. But I mean, that's what you gotta do when you're working in a haunted house. You have to scare people any way you can. I was just a bystander, and I still wake up in a cold sweat thinking about it. Turns out this kid was actually Balake's little brother, so at least he didn't do this to a complete stranger. Man, you really gotta appreciate what lengths older brothers go through to torment the little brother. Balake's little brother, you might be watching, but I was there, dude. I know what pain you go through. I have an older brother, too. I know what it's like to be Luigi. I mean, he never swallowed any of my pets. He would just steal my food. He also never let me win in Super Smash Bros. Anytime I was about to win, he would turn off the Nintendo. But I mean, I'm fine. Look how I turned out. I shouldn't be so hard on my older brother. After all, he supposedly watches my videos. No one send him a link to this video. I want to see if he actually watches these. Hey bro, you probably forgot all the times you turn off the Nintendo 64, but I'll never forget the first time I beat you in Super Smash Bros. Fair and square without a handicap. We were on Link's stage, your favorite character, and ironically, I was Luigi. So changing subjects, someone asked if I say... What's in the box? I said, what's in the box? I said, what's in the box? I can make a great boat out of this.
I love
this
revolvers,
one
dude.
time
It's so
when I was in the
good.
third grade, for some reason, our teacher thought it would be a good idea to get his entire class to participate in a cardboard boat race. Cardboard boat racing is a cardboard boats. Now, you might be thinking that cardboard really isn't the best material to make a boat out of. And you're right, but cardboard is cheap, you can get big pieces of it, and they float in the water for it. It's
I'm
good,
lagging.
short-lived entertainment. It's yachts of fun. Apparently,
Fuck.
racing, I thought it was just a strange thing my teacher made us do. It's supposed to teach you maybe teamwork skills and shipbuilding. I mean, it would come in handy if I was stranded on an island with cardboard and duct tape and I could tell everyone, don't worry guys, I learned how to make cardboard boat racing. It was just my class. And I think part of the reason we did this was because the class I was in was an honors class. So... we were better than everyone else. Guys, I need to tell you about how friggin' smart I am. So in the second grade, everyone took this test to see if you would get put into the honors class, which, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember taking it. I just remember my mom sitting me and my twin sister down and telling us that we weren't gonna be in the same class anymore because I made it into the honors classes and my sister didn't. Haha, loser! The honors program was called DOGS, which stood for Dang! Original Gangsta Students. Okay, that's not actually the name, I made that up. If you got accepted into DOGS, you stayed in the DOGS program for the rest of elementary school. So I basically had the same kids in my class for 5 school years. And our class became known as the DOGS kids. I think since I was in the DOGS program, I wasn't bullied nearly as much as I should have been, because everyone in my class was a huge nerd. Also, I never really learned how to interact with people socially because I already knew everyone in my class. So all the dogs were cool with each other, but all the non-dogs hated us. They thought that us dogs thought that we were so much better than them, and we were. Now, call me old-fashioned, but I think the 3rd grade is a little too soon to tell if you're smart or not. I would say that the DOGS program did not make me a smarter person. I don't speak for everyone, this was just my experience, but in high school, my twin sister was a way better student. High school didn't have the DOGS program, so me and my sister were in the same classes again, and she was a straight A student while I was about a straight B and C student, so all the math I've learned is telling me that something's not adding up. It probably had nothing to do with being in the honors program in elementary school. I probably just procrastinated a lot in high school. Okay, now let's get back to the actual topic of the video. Leading up to the event, the teacher wanted us to stay after school to help make the boats, and I, being the loyal dog that I was, stayed after school exactly 0 times. Sorry dudes, I take the bus home. Last time I missed the bus, my mom got mad at me and I cried. She had to pick me up. So actually, if I was deserted on an island, I wouldn't be much help. I would have to get my mom to pick me up. This event was at a
This is so bullshit! Dude!
We don't have real
What the f-
next to a college and a lot
Bro! Do you guys fucking see this bullshit?
One was white and one was blue with a dragon head at the front and a tail.
Oh my god!
Hold 10 people. There wasn't enough room for everyone in the class to get a spot on the boat, and the kids who actually helped build it got a reserved seat. But since I was a scrawny white boy that didn't take up much space, I got to sit in the very front because they were the coolest and smallest seats. The person who I sat next to was this girl named Priscilla. I still keep in contact with her, and I asked if I could say her name in this video, and she said yes. Later in life, she was the first girl to ever slap me. I didn't ask permission to tell that story. While we were waiting for our turn to race, my dad got me a snow cone, and that snow cone was the very first time I remember getting a brain freeze. It hurts to eat this. Yeah, do that. When it was our turn, we rowed the boat out, and we actually stayed afloat. I mean, it was only a couple inches away from sinking, but it worked. My mom told me beforehand that if the boat sunk, I should kick off my shoes, because that would weigh me down and I would drown. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Mom. And I remember being so afraid of the boat sinking. Not because I could drown, but because I didn't want to lose my shoes. So there we were, a bunch of 8-year-olds in a glorified cardboard box on a lake with 3 other boxes filled with drunk college students. The course we had to take was pretty simple. We only had 2 left turns. Should have been a piece of cake. And we were doing pretty good until we had to make the first left turn. We messed up on that part. We practiced turning on land all the time, but for some reason when we were in the water, our turning maneuver wasn't working. We kind of just drifted forward. We were pretty much all stranded. We didn't know how to drive this thing, and we were running out of time since the cardboard doesn't last that long when it's wet. But there were these lifeguards / helper people going around in canoes, and one person came up to our boat and he just kind of pushed it with his paddle and turned the boat, and we were back in the race. Well, actually, by this point, everyone else had already completed the course. But we were still floating, we were still gonna finish this. When it came time for the second turn, the same thing happened. We didn't learn anything. They never taught us this in honors class. By this point, the next 4 people racing just went. They got tired of waiting. And while the canoe boat guy was trying to teach us how to turn, the other boats just passed us. Eventually, we did get the turning thing down, and we made it back to shore. The boat stayed up the entire time. Out of the 4 people we raced against, we came in 8th. I kinda wish something bad did happen. Like the boat flipped over or a shark ate one of the kids. That would have been a better YouTube video. But that also would have been lying. And then afterwards, the president came down and high-fived all of us. And to prove I'm not lying, here's some pictures of me in front of the boat. We had to take the dragon head off because it didn't fit with all of us, but we kept the tail. And you'll also notice how cramped the seats are and the girl who later on slaps me. Here's a boat with a roof. Here's a picture of the snow cone that gave me my first brain freeze. Here's us in the water next to a pretty big... Also notice how cramped the seats... Something bad did happen. Like the boat flipped over or a shark ate one of the kids. That would have been a better YouTube video. But that also would have been lying. And then afterwards, the president came down and high-fived all of us. And to prove I'm not lying, here's some pictures of me in front of the boat. We had to take the dragon head off because it didn't fit with all of us, but we kept the tail. And you'll also notice how cramped the seats are and the girl who later on slaps me. Here's a boat with a roof. Here's a picture of the snow cone that gave me my first brain freeze. Here's us in the water next to a pretty big boat. And look, our other white boat is getting blocked off by the bigger boat. Notice how our boat is going in the wrong direction and how close we are to being submerged. And here's a picture of the grown-ups carrying the boat out of the water after a long day. And I'm not in this picture. I wanted to get to land as soon as possible. Here's a picture of me during Halloween. I dressed up as a ninja. I think it was the Halloween after the bunny. And there's a plushie of a Neopet in the background. Do you guys remember Neopets? All my Neopets are probably dead now. Here's a picture of me with a giant pencil. It's actually a model rocket, but it looks like a pencil. Isn't that adorable? Remember my science fair video where I launched rockets? Yeah, this wasn't that time. This is a completely different model rocket. And here's me in a tub of animal plushies. And this bird plushie right here was actually my favorite. I got him from someone else's birthday. It was in a goodie bag. It was a pirate-themed birthday. It was like, you know, a little tiny parrot. I really like that bird. His name was Birdie, and now he's gone. And here's me dressed up as Galileo. Yay! A new video is done. Sorry it's been like a month since my last video. I've been busy with 3 conventions all back to back. But it's good now. Those are...
You have a business. And with YouTube, you can open your door to half the world's internet users, while only connecting with the viewers most interested in you. Bring your story to life with YouTube.
Everyone, shut up and look at this video! I love the internet. Gave the dog as a rescue. Aww. Side question. Do you think Arthur Schwallow, Nobel Prize winner and inventor of the laser in 1957, would enjoy playing around with laser tag, something that he invented? Someone should tweet to him and see if we can get him to play laser tag. Oh wait, he's dead. He'd be 95 years old if he was still alive. Oh, Jose, can you see? Well, he's playing laser tag in the stars. What if that's what shooting stars are? Okay, here's a story sort of related.
Dude, I fucking hate this fucking lag. I fucking...
Went to a laser tag place. Arena for someone's birthday party. I forgot how old we were, but we were around 15 years old. So not that old, but old enough to think we were old. I don't know if any of you guys have been to a laser tag place, but when you get there, you usually have to wait for the game inside to finish up before you can go and play. So the laser tag place has these arcade games for you to play while you're waiting. So me and my friends are playing games, and this group of 4 guys wearing all black come in. I'm talking black long sleeve shirts, black pants, they had black freaking gloves on. 3 of them were wearing some sort of black hat, and the other guy who wasn't already had black hair. They looked about 18, maybe 19 years old. So my first thought was, ha, look at these goths, what dweebs. But then I remembered that the laser tag arena was darkly lit. These guys weren't goths, they were wearing camouflage. Part of me was thinking, wow, these guys came prepared. But the other part of me was thinking, wow, these guys are bigger dweebs. Compared to a laser tag fight. I don't know what these guys' names were, but for the sake of this video,
No es el giro, que lo juro con Dios.
not because they have
No es el
guns
giro.
and they hunt people, but because I think only people with the name Hunter.
No es el giro.
I don't know why I'm biased against the name Hunter. It's just one of those names. If someone named Hunter
¿Qué
is
pasa?
watching,
Oh.
I'm sorry. Before you go in and play laser tag, you all sit in this room and some employee tells you the rules of the game, and then at the end they make you repeat the rules to them.
Voy a caminar este
I will
juego.
not run, jump, or climb. And then you say, I will not run, jump, or climb. But I remember while we were chanting the rules, the 4 guys were just staring off and not repeating anything. Guys, I think these 4 are planning on running, jumping, and or climbing. So we all start playing the game. This was the type of laser tag that you gotta make up a name for yourself, and it would tell you who shot who. And there were 3 teams. There was the red team, the yellow team, and either the blue or green team. I forgot the colors, it's not important. So, while we were playing, we were having fun like any person playing laser tag would, and then I run into this group of people who are wearing strobe lights. I couldn't see their faces or anything in that direction really, but I knew immediately who it was. Do you want to take a wild freaking guess who? It was the Hunter. It was the Hunters! So I got hit many times by them, and then I broke one of the rules. I ran away like anyone should when getting hit by light amplification by simulated emissions of radiation. I found one of my friends and I said, did you see the guys with the strobe lights? And he said, yeah. And they gave me this scar. And he had a 12-inch scar on his face, and I'm just kidding, that didn't happen, it was lasers. So later in the game, I got to one of the high towers to get a good vantage point. I'm about to straight up snipe one of these dweebs. I waited for about 10 seconds when I saw a flashing light, followed by darkness, followed by another flashing light very quickly in the distance. And I just started spraying.
Oh my god, dude.